Daniel Hankerson was perfectly happy being just a mid-level spy, genetically enhanced lower-ranking member of the royal family, and an avid poker player. Then, the war started. Someone tried to murder him, he met a strange war correspondent with an even stranger secret, and he found himself aboard a prototype warship going to the fringes of the Central Imperium. Then, things got worse. An ancient enemy is approaching with a large fleet aided by people Daniel thought he could trust. Now Daniel must use his analytical skills to figure out a way to stop them before millions die. Frontiers of the Imperium is the first in the Central Imperium series. I believe there are 3 books out already. I don't know if that is the complete series, if it's just a trilogy, or if there's going to be more. But it is the first book in a series, and I have to say, I really liked it. This feels like reading Star Trek, probably Voyager, combined with some Star Wars and some Babylon 5, and it was pretty great. I mean, kind of a fan of anything that is reminiscent of any of those, so we're all good there. Daniel Hankerson is sort of a distant relation to the Emperor and is not directly in line for the throne at the moment, and is doing just fine, living nice, quiet existence, you know, generalized intelligence analysis, that sort of a thing. He is part of a sort of genetically modified group called Enhans, which are, they were modified ages back by a species that they used to interact with, and the enhancements are hereditary, and this makes them slightly more suited for thinking, for withstanding diseases, radiation, that sort of a thing. So these come in handy in various points during this book because, well, A, people try to kill Daniel, and then B, he gets sent off to the edges of the known galaxy, or well, the Imperium as it is, and it just kind of all goes downhill from there. I mean, we've got conspiracies, we've got technology, you've got characters. I mean, there's even a robot, which is super fun. By far, probably one of my favorite characters. I mean, Daniel takes the cake, but the robot is definitely up there in terms of favorite characters. And I really liked this story. It starts off small, and then you get details that build together and things that come, okay, here's something from earlier in the story that makes sense later in the story, and it becomes important, and I really love slow builds like that. I also found it amusing that the slow build went from very purposeful, intentional, and whatnot, and then when we understood all the things that were going on, we had enough elements, the author just decided that, yeah, we're gonna turn up the heat just a smidge. And by just a smidge, I mean things went from, oh, this might be a problem, to, well, we just, yeah, there goes the, you know, the sun. Not actually in this story, but anyways. I liked that. It was sort of unexpected, but I think the way that it was done was just fascinating, and I really enjoyed it. You weren't expecting it, but it worked really well, and I think it made the rest of the story just perfect. It was wonderful. Now, I will admit, I didn't understand some of the poker analogies that went on in this story, but I'm not a poker player at all. So that is more or less irrelevant to any sort of critique. I will say my one critique is that the journalist feels a little bit, oh, I don't know how to describe it. I like her character, but there are points in the story where it feels like she's trying too hard, or her portrayal just is, okay, here are the elements we need to have, and so we're going to lay them out. And it doesn't feel as natural as I think Daniel's character does, or even some of the military types in the rest of the book. Now, granted, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I hardly noticed it at all, but it is my one complaint about the characters, is that, okay, that does feel a little bit like you're pushing to create circumstances rather than characters who create circumstances. I also think it's probably not relevant in the rest of the book, because by the end of this book, or rest of the series I mean, by the end of this book, everything makes sense and it works really well. And I really want to know what's going to happen next, because it ended very dramatically and I can't tell you about it at all because that would spoil most of the book. So, yes. Anyways, if you're interested in sci-fi where things go from, well, slightly problematic to, oh gosh, we're all going to die, then this is a great book for you. It is absolutely reminiscent of some of the Star Trek, the Babylon 5, Star Wars. It's got space battles, it's got intelligence, it's got puzzles and great characters and slightly humorous situations with the robot, which I really love, by the way, and I really liked it. Yeah. Anyways, as usual, all the links are in the description box below. You can find them there. You can find my links there too if you're interested. That's pretty much all I've got for you today. It is a fantastically snowy day here, so I suggest that wherever you are, go enjoy whatever weather you've got, and I shall see you next time. Bye. Wow. Obligatory greeting from the cat. Oh my gosh. Super adorable. Hey? Yeah. Oh, Squeak. Come here, Carrie. Oh, obligatory other cat greeting. Oh, yeah. You look so much less amused.